Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Streamers Unplugged, where we talk about content creation because we like content creation. I'm here with Snazzy Demeh, and I'm CappCabbage, and we are back at it. Welcome to the podcast.
Yes, welcome. Is that you turning the time over to me?
That's me turning the time over to you.
Okay, I just had to check. Awesome. So, Cabbage, we interviewed you kind of in the beginning of this whole content creation journey thing.
Yeah.
And you didn't really know where you were going with your content. You knew you wanted to take it somewhere, but you didn't know where. Um, Things have kind of changed, I would say. Um, looking at your channel.
A little bit.
A little bit. So what so the first question I have for you
Yeah.
is, what is the most significant challenge you have faced in your content creation journey, and how have you overcame it? Overcome it?
Overcome.
Overcame? Yeah,
Yeah,
you know what I
overcome.
mean.
I know what you mean. um, Well, first, for some context, the CappCabbage channel, last time we talked about our channels in general, we were kind of in the thick of the bushes and figuring out what we were going to do, why we were going to do it. We weren't really sure about kind of where things were going to go.
Yeah.
And now the CappCabbage YouTube channel is monetized fully. So I'm YouTube partner complete and full and through both phases. And it's still going, and it's been crazy. It's been a lot of fun, but it has been very interesting this last couple of months. So I want to say, to answer your question, one of my biggest challenges I think that I was facing came down to me being consistent and making time to be consistent. But before that, I think it was I didn't really have a focused audience for my content. Like, I was making Sea of Thieves based content, but it was just kind of like covering things here and there. And it was live streaming on Twitch, but then switching over to YouTube. And I wasn't really focused on a actual audience within Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? And I think we talked about this in our last live stream on the Streamers Unplugged YouTube channel. Because I was looking over it a little bit and I was like, oh, I was saying things like, oh, I want to start maybe focusing on new players and making content for new players. And then Sea of Thieves announced, hey, we're coming to PS5. And so all of a sudden there was this need for content for new players. And I was like, okay, maybe I'll try that. And I had a target audience finally. And so I just
Yeah.
honed in on it. So I feel like that was my kind of problem, I guess, that I was having, was I didn't know who my core central audience should be. And even now I'm not sure it's like 100% new players. It's a lot of new players, but at least I have a general, like, these are the kind of videos I want to make so that it hits the right people. And then if they want to stay, they want to subscribe, then awesome.
Yeah. I like that kind of a mix of consistency and focusing your videos towards your audience rather than
Mhm.
the other way around. How has the definition of success in content changed for you?
So
I'm coming out with the tough questions today, man.
there you are. So when my channel was hovering around 500 subscribers, and I was like, how can I get past that? Because on average, I was gaining maybe 1 to 3 subs every month or so for the last 6 years of inconsistent uploading to YouTube about all sorts of different games, not just Sea of Thieves. And So whenever I'd get like a week where I'm like, wow, I gained 5 subs, like I posted a video and I got 5 subscribers, but then I didn't post for another month after that or something, right? And now I don't think that that's really changed, because now I'm like, whoa, I gained, you know, 30 subs in a live stream. That's way
Mhm.
more than 5 in a month. That's like in 4 hours or whatever.
Right.
But it feels, it's not that it feels the same as getting 5, but that sense of accomplishment doesn't feel dwindled just because the number is bigger, if
Yeah.
that makes sense. So
Yeah.
like for me, success was never really about the numbers. The numbers and the experimenting and the posting to see what happens was all about, like, did I find the right people who wanted to see it? And that wasn't happening. So I feel like now when I see that a short has like 10,000 views, when I was averaging 200 to 400 views before, I'm like, okay, I'm proud of my content. I like the type of content that I make. I like what I put out there. I want the people that I'm making it for to see it. So there were more times previously that it was discouraging, I guess. When it's like, I made
Mhm.
a really good video and nobody saw it. Like a regular video was averaging maybe 20 to 60 views, right?
Right.
And now it's like, oh, people are seeing the videos and I'm happy because I'm making content for people and they're finally finding it.
Yeah.
So the sense of accomplishment is definitely there. And it's still small numbers compared to, massive YouTube channels. But I don't know. I guess that my perspective is still kind of the same of like, but now I have more data to look at and understand like what is hitting and why. So I guess that's kind of nice.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. That kind of transitions really well into my next question, which is, what is the best feedback now that people are seeing your videos? You're getting comments.
Mhm.
You're getting that interaction that kind of defines your success. Is kind of what I'm hearing. So that interaction, what has been the most rewarding interaction you've had, and how has that changed the way you approach your content, or has it?
Um, I've been asking a lot of so I've been streaming on YouTube as well, and I've been streaming on the Shorts feed, and those streams are averaging anywhere from 1,000 to 7,000 views.
Mhm.
And anytime during stream we were getting, every now and then there's like 100 people there, and then it spikes again, and it goes down to spikes. And when there's like 100 people there and I'm watching my subscribers go up, I'm like, okay, people are subscribing, and I interact with the chat. And I asked them, I'm like, I said just in this last stream this last week, I was like, hey, what are you guys enjoying? Or some of them are just saying it outright.
Yeah.
Somebody said that they were scrolling through their shorts feed and I kept popping up for them. And so they decided to stick around because my live stream just kept showing up on their feed. And they said hi in the chat. And one thing that they did say was that they appreciate that I was willing to recognize that they were commenting in the chat,
Mm.
and that I was willing to answer their questions about the game. And I think that chat interaction has been a huge thing in helping people feel welcomed. And sometimes I can't interact with them, but I try to let chat know like when I'm gonna focus for a few minutes and be like, I can't talk to you the whole time because sometimes things are
Mhm.
happening. So
Right. At the
was
end of
that
the day,
your
you still have
question?
to produce content.
Still to
Yeah,
produce
yeah,
content, yeah.
yeah. Um, I think I think what I'm gathering from that, just to kind of sum up
Yeah.
what you just said, is it's knowledge of what you're streaming or knowledge of the game you're playing mixed with the acknowledgement of who's watching,
Mhm.
is what has been your kind of feedback that you've been getting.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
I think also I've had someone commented just today on one of my videos and just said that they really enjoy my content. And it was just that's just a general statement.
Right.
And I said, "Oh, thanks. That means a lot to me." And they're like, "No, like really, I genuinely enjoy your content." And I'm like, "Okay, so I must be doing something right." You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And I haven't gotten to the nitty gritty specifics yet with my community about what it is that they keep coming back for. But I hope to start weaning that information from them because clearly people are hanging out. And there are some people
Yeah.
that just said, one person in chat said on Wednesday, I think, they said, I've been scrolling and I've come across a few live streams and you're the like only normal looking person or something like that. And I was like, well, it's like 1 a.m. So I'm sure that has something to do with
That
it.
probably has something to do with it. Um, I guess my question for you, and just something to think about,
Hmm.
is why do you have to wean that into your content? Why not reply to a comment like the one you just said of no, I really like your content. Why not just reply and say something along the lines of, hey, I love that you're loving this. What can I do more of that you're loving specifically?
Yeah, that's true.
What's stopping you from just coming out right and asking it?
I think I'm just not thinking about it in the moment.
Mm.
Like when I'm responding, I have a terrible, nasty habit of hating notifications. And so, or not clearing them or not completing them. And so when I see a comment and I haven't responded to it, I'm like, oh, I got to respond to that. And right now it's because I'm like, because it's there and I need to say something. But I do think that's a good idea. I think that getting feedback from your community about why they enjoy your content, because I mean, on average, so like right now we're at 1,300 subscribers, a little more than that, almost 1,400 actually. And on average, you're getting like 5 to 10 of those people are commenting on your videos, right? So, like, even on shorts, like a short got 11,000 views and like maybe 20 comments on it. So, you're not getting your whole community in the comments. A lot of people are just there because they like being there, right?
Yeah.
So it is hard to get feedback from people when you don't have all that information because you only get a piece of the community from them. But it would be good information, I think, to ask for
Right. Right. I think I was having a conversation with Captain Maelstrom, who we've interviewed here before.
on the last
Um,
episode.
yeah,
Yeah.
and he talked about possibly doing some sort of survey before or after, when someone jumps into stream, says something, and then bounces out. On their way out, they get a survey that says something along the lines of, "What did you like most about this stream?" or something like that. You're gonna get those trolls, obviously, that post in those, but what are your thoughts on an idea like that?
I think that would be really interesting. Um, I wonder how much feedback you could get from that. I think of like when you call customer service and they ask you for like if you'll stay a few seconds after
Hmm.
to do like a 5 question rating survey. And I wonder how useful that would be if it was like a scaling sort of a thing. And maybe it was just a write in your own answer of like, hey, what's something you enjoyed about watching or something. Um, I think that would be valuable for understanding your existing community and how to continue to tailor towards them. Uh, but I don't know if it would help you grow.
Right.
because I feel like if you want to grow, you need to be figuring out what the people outside of your community want to see and want to know.
Yeah.
That's why I think, going back to having a target audience, I think that that's a huge, like, if you know who your base level audience is and those people are flowing through and that's what's growing your community, that was, having that is more valuable than feedback, I think. But it would still be interesting, I think, to get that information. And I think you
Yeah.
could just ask it at the end of stream or something if you are streaming,
Yeah.
and just be like, hey, what's something you enjoyed today? Like, give me some feedback. You're still here. We're at the end of my stream. Maybe there's only 5 people there or something. You're at the
Yeah.
end and, just your loyal fans are there or whatever. And then you can ask them, like, why'd you stay? Why are you still here? What kept you hanging out even though we haven't done
Why are
anything?
you here?
Why did you
are
stay?
you watching me? This is weird. No, I'm joking. So you had a moment
Hmm.
where you went from, like, you all of a sudden just had like this click, because obviously I've been following your content creation journey, as it's like, I'm pretty much your content in Sea of Thieves. but but you had this click. So do you recall what that pivotal moment or project was that marked the turning point? Do you remember what it was?
Yeah, actually I do.
What was it?
And I do not want to give Snazzy all the credit.
No, you shouldn't.
Because it's just gonna bloat his ego.
Oh wait, the answer is about me?
No, it really is. And here's why. It doesn't have to do with the content we were making, but we were talking once about content creation, because we do this all the time on the side, or we're just chatting about content. And you asked if I'd ever heard of websites similar to Answer the Public, which is a really cool website that you can search terms or topics. Let's say you're a World of Warcraft player. You could just search World of Warcraft, and then it will give you like top tags connected to that, or search terms connected to that. And their free version only gives you like a certain number of them, but you get enough information to kind of pull some tags out of it. So I did that for Sea of Thieves right around when the PlayStation 5 announcement was happening, which I didn't know was coming. It just kind of worked out that way. So there's a bit of like timing was key.
Yeah.
Like, I was prepping for making content for new players, and then I did some research. So I figured out my audience. I did some research on best ways to tag my videos geared towards finding those new players. And then Sea of Thieves says, hey, after 6 years, we're adding in an entire new community of PS5 players. And so I was able to add PS5 into that. Sea of Thieves PS5 was trending, and I think it still is, as a tagging term for a long time.
Yeah.
And so I put those tags in my YouTube videos, and I don't know if that's what did it, but ever since I did that, my videos started hitting the right audience. I did some work on my thumbnails, because I know YouTube's like, everyone's like, oh, make sure the thumbnail's good. My thumbnails aren't crazy good, but I started doing thumbnails and topics that suggested that I should, makes people want to click on it, I would hope. But I made a video around this time, and it had been like a month since I played Sea of Thieves. And I was like, what am I going to do? My whole channel has been Sea of Thieves for a few years. All of my streaming content has been Sea of Thieves. What am I going to do? I haven't played the game in a month, like over the holidays and stuff. It was Christmas time. I was like, I haven't played. I haven't uploaded videos.
We were playing Ark at the time.
And yeah,
But
we'd moved on to some survival games like Ark and Pal World,
yeah.
and I think we even played Minecraft again or something. And I was like, I don't know. So I booted up Sea of Thieves and I just played it solo for a little bit. And I was like, oh, wait, I do enjoy playing this game and I do miss making content on it. So I just made a video just spewing my thoughts of like,
Mhm.
I really enjoyed Sea of Thieves. I stopped playing for like a month or two and thought maybe I don't want to play it anymore. But nope, that's not the case, right? And it's kind of clickbaity, but people watched that video. And then I was like, oh, that took off. I mean, for
Mhm.
my normal videos, it was getting 4 times as many views. But then I posted like 2 more Sea of Thieves videos after that, and they got no views. I mean, like 20, 30 maybe. And I was
Mhm.
like, oh, maybe not. I don't know. And then I changed my mindset. I focused on the audience that I wanted to hit. And then I did those research terms and started posting consistently. You know, whenever I made a video, I just put it out. I
Yeah.
didn't care if it had already had one yesterday or whatever. I was like, I've got a video. I'm just going to put it out. I don't want to hold it back and see what happens. And I did that. And within 90 days, we got from 500 to 1,300 subscribers, which is massive. It's what is that? 800 people.
Mhm.
We got so many views. I think the channel has surpassed 300,000 now, which is crazy. And the channel in 90 days surpassed 5,000 hours of watch time. So I went way past that 4,000 hour mark, which I thought was going to be impossible to hit. When I looked at YouTube's partner requirements, I was like, 1,000 subs is forever away at this point because it's taken me 6 years to get to 500 subscribers, and there's no way I'm ever going to hit 4,000 hours of watch time in a year. And that video kind of was that turning point, and I just hit it hard. I focused. I tried to pace myself so I didn't get burned out because that was my biggest fear, is I was going to be this close and then burn out and not be able to continue.
Mhm.
I wrote down a huge list of videos, every video I can think of that I could make for the game, and it surpassed 80 or so different videos. And I went, okay, well, there's at least 80 videos plus shorts. And shorts started taking off that were clips from the live stream. Bunchy started helping, our friend Bunchy, which we'll probably talk to him because he's been doing some stuff. He's kind of editing some shorts and stuff for me on the side, and he's a great editor. He's doing a great job.
Mhm.
And those shorts are taking off because they're engaging. And so there's just all these things started happening. And I had to learn so much stuff so fast. I mean, it was
Yeah.
just, I was like, how do I manage all these new people? How do I manage keeping up with the content? Because now there's people expecting it. So it was a lot all at once. But that was kind of that
Mhm.
turning point, was I did that research that you suggested. So pat yourself on the back, buddy.
I'm gonna use my other hand to get back there. No. um, that's awesome. No, I think without going too much in depth into everything, and I think you've been doing a really good job. It's been really cool to watch your growth. And just to kind of sum up everything that you've said, your content creation journey has kind of been exploded in compared to what it was growth wise,
Yeah.
um, through the use of proper tags, finding your target audience, being consistent, and paying attention to where you're at mentally, to so as to not burn out and to keep producing the content you want to produce.
Yeah.
Um, so all that being said, the final question.
Okay.
This is it. This is the epitome of everything.
Okay. The
You ready for
epitome?
this? We are at I know.
I don't think that's the
We
right
are at
word.
the precipice of this interview. No,
The epicenter?
no, well, yeah, sure. Well, I was saying epitome,
Yeah.
which is spelled like epitome.
Yeah, but whatever.
So, looking back on your content creation journey so far,
Yeah.
what advice would you give to content creators who are just starting to navigate the struggles, and 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 how would you help them to strive for success?
Man.
I told you.
So this is going to sound terribly cliche, and I'm sorry for that. But I can expound on this too for a minute, but I always heard, oh well, being consistent is very important if you want to make it on YouTube. And I'm like, yeah, but I've tried consistency. Like, how often is consistent, right? But if you can find in whatever it is that you're creating content for, if you can find the piece that is missing that you would enjoy making content on, do that. Because if you find that thing that is enjoyable to make videos for, you will keep making them because you're having fun. It
Yeah,
is going to take work. Like, I don't know how many hours I put into it, to be honest.
a lot.
A lot.
We talk
And
about it all the time.
yeah, I mean, we literally talk about it every day for the most part. But having a mindset of I'm just going to try it. I'm going to sit down, I'm going to think of ideas, I'm going to write down the ideas cuz you'll forget them because I have time and time again. I still have my Word document full of things, and I haven't made videos for all of them yet, obviously, but I've written some scripts for some of those videos because I'm like, hey, that is ready to be made. I had an energy rush to create content. I typed up a script really fast of like something I want to make, and boom, I moved away from
Yeah,
it. It's out of my head, but it's ready for when I have the like motivation to actually make the video. So being consistent, targeting that audience, you got to find something. You can't just say, oh well, I want to make Star Citizen content, or I want to make Halo content, or whatever it is, underwater basket weaving content. Like you got to do
that
something.
that would be something.
It would be. You have to be like, oh, I want to show people how to do, trick shots in Halo. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's a thing or if it could be a thing, right?
sure it
Like,
is.
if you want, you just need to be known for something. And I don't know what it is that I'm known for. I haven't asked. But like, I'm making content for new players. And I have had comments that have said, you're the only person that I can find who's like trying to onboard new players and help them feel welcomed in the community, which is a terrible thing if I'm the only one. But like, even when we're playing the game, we see new players and we're not attacking everybody. And then we usually say, hey, I'm on YouTube, I'm making content. Like, I don't like self promoting in game,
Yeah,
but when you have that opportunity, if it feels right, you feel out the situation, then do that. But my biggest thing would be consistent, keep that target audience focused, and pace yourself. But don't stop just because you feel like, oh, I don't know, it's not working. Like, you need to get over those moments of like, oh, that didn't do well, because there's going to be videos. YouTube's algorithm will give your video a chance. Every single
yeah,
person, because I've been doing research into what is the YouTube algorithm. And Twitch, I don't know about Twitch, guys, because I've stepped away from Twitch because there's zero discoverability. And I don't think you could like find the secret algorithm that's going to help you on Twitch. But if you take your Twitch content and you make YouTube videos, YouTube will give every single video you post a fair chance on the YouTube like home browsing page. Every one of them. And same with your shorts. YouTube will, within like an hour or two after you post, YouTube will be like, let's see how this does. And it shoves it into everyone's shorts feed. And if people swipe away real fast, you need to change something. You need to step back.
Because the algorithm will be done with it.
Well, that's what I did. Yeah. I was like, every single day, I was obsessed for 3 months. How long are people watching and why are they swiping away on shorts? Yeah. And for videos, if they're watching for more than 4 minutes, I'm like, okay, that's good. Because YouTube's drop off is like, I don't know, 2.5 minutes. Like on average, your retention on YouTube is crazy. But if you can keep people engaged for whatever it is, and there's still haters out there, you know, there's people that don't like how I talk or don't like whatever, you know, they don't think I talk fast enough or whatever it is. And
well, if you stop talking in lowercase,
or yeah, I just get, you know, it's funny. We laugh about it. And the reason why we laugh about it is because I don't take that personally. And what I say to them is, I am who I am. And sorry that you don't like that I talk the way I talk. But I'm not going to start talking at lightning speeds because everyone's used to like editors cutting out everything from like Mr. Beast videos or whatever, right? Like we live in a generation of people who have been raised with stuff like Coco Melon, and it's like every 3 seconds the frame changes and like their attention spans is not very long. So you can't cater to everybody. So if you think that you can, you're not going to grow.
Yeah.
You have to hone in on the audience that you want to hit. So
I think I want to come back to what you said there about consistency. It's not necessarily about being consistent in how often you post. It's more about consistency in the quality of your posts.
Yeah.
Are you consistently getting better each post? Yes, there is some magic in posting your videos consistently. You know, once a week, twice a week, whatever you have the attention span and energy for. But are you consistently getting better every video? And if you're not, why? But that's just my kind of thoughts on that.
No, and you're right. You're right with that, because I think that's something I started doing is I was like, okay, that one did really well. Why did that video or short do really well? And then I would try and apply something to my next video that I hoped would work, right?
Right.
Because if you keep putting out the same content and it's not taking off, then just change something up. It doesn't have to be anything big. I think for some of mine, it was like I was posting shorts without captions, like on screen text, I think is what it's called. I was posting shorts without that. And those shorts don't do very well because guess what? A lot of people watch the shorts feed muted.
I'm one of those people.
Which maybe a lot of people resonate with that. But if you're hoping that people are watching your video with sound on, you need to assume that they're not. Put in the captions. There's a lot of auto caption generators where you could be like Bunchy and you can type every word out. Do the extra work, right? I have like, it's like an AI transcriptor thing. It transcripts, it's wrong with half the words, but I fix it. I just go through and I do the work to change it to be what I actually said or whatever. And then I put it on screen. And those videos that have on-screen text do way better than when I'm lazy and I don't take the extra time to add it. So that's kind of like the thing with shorts right now, is doing that. So that's something you could improve on if you're not doing that. for a suggestion. But yeah, taking a look at your content and saying, well, why didn't that work? Because my last video did really well. So why didn't this one? And then try and see what you can do. Because every little time you twist and tune and mess with things, that's when you start to see more traction and everything else just kind of falls into place. So hopefully that wave just keeps going, because I'm riding it and we're having a great time. And it's funny because it does get discouraging still when you're live streaming. I'll say this. So I stream both in widescreen or full screen view, and I stream in like portrait mode, right? On 2 different live streams. And the shorts live stream is always, way higher. And yesterday we were streaming and I can see the stats for it, which I know people say, turn off your view counter, turn it off, don't look at it. Here's the reason why I would say not to do that. If you're streaming on YouTube Shorts, when I see that there's 100 people, like when it pops up that there's 100 people there, I try and find a pause in whatever I'm doing to acknowledge that I see those people. Like, hi, if you're like, hello, people watching on the Shorts feed, I hope you're having a good day in whatever it is that you're doing right now. You know, because they'll stay. So if I didn't have a view counter on, like just the YouTube stats or whatever, if I did not know they were there, I couldn't acknowledge them, right?
Right.
And being that my Shorts live stream for the last 3 live streams have gained about 40 subs each time, there's something to say about streaming to YouTube Shorts. Yeah. And when people are, because you got to think,
acknowledging the people when they're there,
they're in and out in 3 seconds. If you don't see that and say something within 3 seconds of all those people showing up, then you're going to lose them. And if they're remotely interested in what you're doing, they might subscribe because it's easy and it's free on YouTube. And it's like right there on the feed. Like you just tap it. So yeah, I think stepping back, looking at your content, trying something new. That's my new thing that I tried that I wasn't doing before, was figuring out how to stream on YouTube Shorts.
And your tag.
And my tags.
Yeah.
And yes, that means I have 2 chats. Yes, that means I have to tell people, hey, there's a stream here and a stream there. If you're wondering why I'm talking to someone who's not in your chat, it's because there's 2 and it's annoying. But I'm only on YouTube, right? So I'm not saying, I'm on Twitch, come over there, because they're not going to leave their YouTube short scrolling to go over to Twitch. That's not going to happen.
Right.
But if you don't like this view on your phone and you want to watch it, in horizontal mode or whatever it's called, landscape versus portrait, I pinned the comment. I have a pinned comment in my live streams on both of them to take them to either one, so people can watch whatever format they prefer. And I don't care how many people are in either live stream. It's just fun when people are there. So yeah, acknowledging your audience when they're there and making small improvements every day or every time you post something new, I think is a huge key to becoming a better content creator. And if you become a better content creator, there's a good chance you're going to see more growth.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Without keeping this too long, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. We love content and we love talking about content. We can talk about it all day. We do. Yep. If you have questions about content creation or want to bring your thoughts and opinions into Streamers Unplugged, we have a Discord. We have a place that you can come hang out with other content creators and say, hey, what are you guys doing here? Because this isn't working for me. We'd love to take a look at it and see if there's anything we see that we could help you with. and maybe you see something that we're doing that you can help us with. That's what we're all about. So,
Yep.
without further ado, this was he's over there actually. My
Yeah.
pen's not showing because the green. There we go. He's that direction. Um, this is CappCabbage over here, and I'm Snazzy Demeh. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day, evening, morning, whatever it is.
Yep. And come hang out on our YouTube channel if you're watching this podcast or listening to this podcast on any of the other podcasting platforms. YouTube is our home. It's just Streamers Unplugged, youtube.com/Streamers Unplugged. You can always ask questions there on the podcast or any other videos. And the links for Discord and any of our other current channels like CappCabbage or Snazzy's channel, they're all there. So you can find us and talk to us, and we're here to help you. We are excited to help you. We enjoy helping you, and we just want to hang out. So come hang out with us. We like to do live streams every now and then on Streamers Unplugged, and we will be doing that shortly. So if you want to be a part of that, we'll do kind of a Q&A, just kind of hang out sort of style. And we're happy to be there for anyone who's wanting that extra push. So thank you for tuning in, and we will talk to you in the next episode. Subscribe.